Nuke is an amazing map, but much like other maps that require at least some coordination, like Overpass for instance, it's rather unpopular for this exact reason. So here's a quick rundown on how you can play an optimized default on Nuke's T side and coordinate your teammates yourself in your next pack. First of all, let me clarify that there isn't one exact default you're supposed to play each and every round, but there are two default setups you can run, where one is tailored for the inside areas of Nuke and one is tailored on taking control over the outside areas. Let's start off with the inside default. And for this default, you want to have one guy holding for any outside pushes from the cities, 3 guys at the start of each round going towards lobby and then spreading either towards door, hut and ramp, and one guy playing on T-roof that at the start of each round helps the outside player to hold off any city pushes and then reconnects with the other guys in lobby. As the outside player, you basically want to accomplish 2 goals. First of all, you want to deny the cities any information on what's going on the T outside areas of the map, and second of all, obviously you want to hold off any T pushes. And how you can deny any and all information from the cities is actually quite simple. At the start of each round, you just want to run along this fence on my right side here, pull out a smoke, look at the top of this fence here, and then once the tip of this fence meets the light pole in the background, you just release the smoke, like so. I'm running. Fence meets the light pole and I'm throwing the smoke. And the smoke from the city's POV, if someone is playing in garage, they don't know how many Ts or if any Ts at all have crossed behind the T red container. And also, additionally, because they don't know if anyone is playing behind red side, they basically can't play this position anymore, because if the smoke isn't there, you can just easily shift your attention between holding the top of silo and then jiggling towards the outside areas of the map. However, if this is smoked off, you're always vulnerable to a peek from behind the T red side container, meaning you need to either fully focus on the T outside container or just fully on silo, meaning this player has to either fall back towards the deep areas of garage, like so, and just hold an angle towards main, or fall back towards the hell areas and just play from hell itself, like so, and watch for any cross, play behind the stairs, watch behind the red container, or just play behind the city red. For your T-roof player, you basically want to support your guy playing outside in the early stages of the round by just jumping on top of silo and holding the cross from main towards the red container, like so, or you can also hold for any pushes from the cities close towards the silo area. After there are no early city pushes on the outside area, you can just go back onto the T-roof, jump on top of this vent and then go all the way to the left until your crosshair hits the outer ring, pull out a Molotov and then look at the bottom middle of this window here. It's like the first window that is inside of this window frame, like here. Run forward and do a jump throw, and this Molotov is gonna explode right on top of hut and force any cities that might be playing on hut towards the ground here. I'm gonna cover in a minute why this might be useful. Now for the 3 lobby players, you always want to start the round by blowing up the door by just aiming at the top left of these signs. Here, throwing an HE and then follow it right up with the smoke. Now the HE is gonna blow open the door and the smoke is gonna extinguish a Molotov that might be landing right in front of it. And by extinguishing this Molotov, you basically force the cities to never leave the door area unattended, since you could always try to sneak through the smoke and down towards the vent towards B side, or just sneak through the smoke and wait next to the vent, and once the smoke fades, try to go for a cheeky peek towards any city playing on top of hut, on heaven, on the catwalk, or anywhere really. Now, as long as you're only 3 guys in the lobby area, you basically want to split up in a 2-1 formation, where for instance you can play an aggressive move towards the ramp area or towards the hut area, or just do a play towards the door area. But the general rule is, like, wherever you are going to do an aggressive play, there need to be 2 guys. One guy that is pulling the first contact and in the best case gets a frag, and in the worst case the second guy is there to refrag him, and the other guy that is playing alone is just holding the other area. So for instance, early round, if you want to go aggressive towards the A side, you just put one guy here that is holding for any ramp pushes, and 2 guys are sneaking in towards hut, then clearing behind A side, on top of A side, then all the area on the catwalk here. And then if you don't spot anyone, chances are 99% of the time a CT is gonna play up here or on top of hut. And at this point, if you're up here, you can just request the Molotov towards the top of hut from the T roof player, and once you hear a CT burning, you can just swing because he has to go down, get the easy frag, or if you don't hear anyone burning, then it's pretty much a telltale sign that the CT is gonna play up here, and you can just pre-fire it and get the easy frag. Alternatively, for a ramp aggression, you can just put a player here that is holding for any CT, pushes from hut towards the lobby area or from door towards the lobby area, and put 2 players towards the ramp area. Now usually this door here is smoked off if a rifle is playing the ramp area, and if this is unsmoked, then chances are there's an AWP holding this angle. So in this case, you just want to jiggle first, bait a shot from the AWP, cross around here, then line yourself up underneath this blue sign, then look right here and do a sneak step throw of smoke, which is gonna smoke off all the angles down towards ramp, like so, which basically forces the ramp player to, and in most of the times they are doing this, they are jumping on top of the boxes, or they need to play from back here or all the way down from ramp and holding an angle like so. But it allows you to get much closer and potentially get an easy 1v1 duel like so, or towards the hell areas, and then aggress potentially even further towards the hell or B ramp area. So after you've gotten a pick, either on A side or on ramp, you can just commit there, and if you weren't able to get any pick, you just wait for the T roof player to join you, and then decide whether you want to hit A side or the B side, and send your T roof player there, so that you have either 3 players going towards ramp or 3 players going towards the A side, where the other player is holding for the rotation. So if you're hitting A side, you just want to have 1 player holding for the rotation from B ramp that might be flanking you, or if you're going towards ramp, you want to have the player that was holding for any hut pushes going towards door, and try to catch off the CT that might be rotating from A side over vent towards the B side. Now there's also the outside default, and for the outside default you want to have 2 players towards the lobby area and 3 guys towards the outside area, where 1 is playing from silo and 2 are directly aggressing towards the lower outside areas. For the 2 inside players, just as for the inside default, you just want to have 1 guy holding for any pushes towards the door area or from the hut areas, and 1 player holding for any ramp aggressions. And also at the start of each round you want to do the same as for the inside default, where just nade open the door and follow it up with smoke, since, as I've mentioned before, it just puts a huge amount of pressure on the CTs and basically slows down any rotations, since again, you could always be lurking in the smoke or right next to the vent. Now for the 3 outside players, 2 of you want to be playing from the lower outside areas and 1 of you wants to be playing from silo. And there are basically 2 different things you can do. First of all, same as for the outside default, you always want to be throwing this smoke right here. That allows you to freely cross behind the red container. And once this smoke is down, you can always try to boost behind these boxes like so and get a pick on the garage player, or alternatively, which is also really strong, once you're behind the red container, you can also do a boost right here, which puts you in a really strong position to get a pick on anyone that might be playing from this angle here, or if you're doing the boost further towards the right, you can also see parts of the garage area like so. For the silo player, you basically, same as before, want to hold for any early CT aggressions towards the red container here or towards the area below silo. And once the CTs have been pushed, you basically want to carefully challenge the player that's playing garage. And you can challenge the garage player by either directly confronting him like so and jiggling this angle and then jiggling this angle, or which is a little known fact, if you crouch along the edge of the silo, you can get, or you can try to get a surprise peek on towards the garage player from this angle here, where you can then just pop up and try to challenge him from here or from there, since 99% of the time, if I'm just quickly getting an AWP, the garage player is just holding an angle like so and pretty much never will expect a peek from the left side of silo. And once you've cleared all the common angles with this boost here, the boost behind the boxes here, and with the player from silo, you can then start to slowly aggress towards the garage area. And you can do so by, first of all, throwing a smoke by aiming at the bottom left corner of the blue crate on top of the CD red container and just doing a sneak step throw. And once this smoke blooms, you can just try to cross towards the secret area, since realistically speaking there isn't a CT playing in towards garage, since this angle right here where he would see your cross is covered by a silo player, and if he's playing in towards garage and holding an angle like so, you should be able to spot him from the boost behind the CT red container. So all you really need to worry about is first of all a peek from the heaven areas, a peek from behind these vents, or a peek from the main area. But again, your main objective is to get 1 or 2 players to cross towards the secret area. And once you're in towards the secret area, your guy that was previously playing on silo can be dropping on towards the roof of main, and one of the 2 players in secret can be grouping with him, and you can try to get control over the main area. You just need to be careful if a CT is actually playing deep in towards garage, since he might be holding an angle like so, which is really strong, and you won't be able to spot him from on top of main. Alternatively, if you're not able to get any picks off ever, or the CTs are just out aiming you and are getting picks on you, you can just throw a wall of smokes from the red container towards the secret area, which allows you to pass towards secret safely. And to throw these 2 smokes, just for the first smoke, can line yourself up like so, then aim in the middle between these 2 windows and do a jump throw. And for the second smoke, you want to line yourself up in front of this red container here, and then just look at the left edge of this box here, and again do a jump throw. And together with these smokes, you should be able to safely cross towards the secret area. And from here on out, you just need to communicate with the other 2 inside players in order to make up a plan. For instance, if you want to hit B side, just tell this to your inside players, where the guy that was previously holding for any hut or door aggressions can then group with your ramp player, and you can go towards ramp, while the silo player is coming towards you guys, and 3 of you are going towards the secret area. Alternatively, if you want to hit A side, the ramp player can just regroup with your lobby player like so, and you can be hitting A side from hut or doors, while the silo player, as I've shown before, is giving the Molotov on top of hut, which forces the player down and potentially gives you another pick, while the other players that are playing outside, one of you can be still lurking towards secret and try to catch off any rotations that might occur towards the main area, while the other players, obviously while a smoke like so is down, is trying to cross towards the main area and put pressure on the CTs from here. Again, just be careful of any player playing deep in towards the garage area, but as always, if you want to hit the A side and you communicate this early enough, you can throw a smoke like so, and potentially also a smoke like so, which completely denies the garage player, given you're throwing the smoke in a proper fashion. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful on your journey to becoming a better player. And if that's the case, you can leave a like and subscribe for my educational CS content. If you have any feedback, suggestions or whatever, you can just leave them in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. As always, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!